Rachel Maddow is not only one of America's most astute journalistic commentators, but her and her team are also great investigative reporters. They dig for the facts underneath the big news stories and find stuff that the mainstream media is either ignoring or does not want to talk about. Today, Maddow uncovers a startling connection between Trump and the suspect of the CEO shooting in Midtown Manhattan. Before she reveals that connection, she starts here.
Today we have news of a young man being arrested and charged in conjunction with the assassination of a health insurance executive in Midtown Manhattan. This young man has been charged with forgery and a firearms offense at this point, and with people looking for a possible motive or an explanation for that crime.
I'm going to show Maddow's surprising discovery in just a second, but first, it is no accident that this is a story the mainstream corporate media are confused and outraged over. They are confused because America is not clutching its pearls over what happened in Midtown Manhattan. This was a cold-blooded act performed in broad daylight to a corporate titan, no less, and Americans are just not angry about it. The media are outraged that Americans seem to be at best justifying what happened and at worst celebrating it. For the record, the people who are sort of justifying it are wrong. We're all outraged at faux news and the Republican Party manufacturing false equivalencies on a daily basis. And this is no different. There's no justification for taking a life, and false equivalencies only serve to lower our sense of justice. Likewise, the people celebrating this are either fringe people or clickbait specialists. Nobody is really cheering this. What people are celebrating, however, is that for once, just once, the actions of a rich and powerful man have finally resulted in proportionate consequences. The rich and the powerful get to destroy lives through their corporate decisions and get to walk away from it all, protected by limited liability, the sacrosanct pursuit of corporate profits, and armies of corporate lawyers. This guy grew rich over denying people their access to health care. So far from a ringing endorsement for vigilante justice, people are secretly glad that for once karma reached out and struck an evil man with evil actions. And there's an easy remedy for removing this kind of tolerance for retribution. Try restoring the concept of equal justice under the law. Try giving individuals more power to confront the injustices that corporate America rains down on us with impunity. Because as the facts are becoming known, it is increasingly clear that Luigi Mangione is not a hero of the disenfranchised. He is a deeply troubled young man. And as Rachel Maddow reports, this troubled young man was attracted to the writings of another troubled person. But what is really shocking is who else was attracted to the ravings of a troubled mind. Watch.
One of the things in this guy's internet history that's gotten a lot of attention today is a very enthusiastic review he appears to have given to the manifesto of the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, who killed 3 people and injured nearly 23 others, in a bombing campaign that spanned more than 15 years. This young man arrested today, he has not been charged with the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. We don't yet know if he will be charged with that killing. But if it is him, the fact that he's a professed Unabomber fan is unsettling. I might venture that it's even more unsettling that Donald Trump's reported choice to run the ATF is also a self-professed fan of the Unabomber.
Do you have a subversive thinker that you think people should look into, know more about, that's underrated and would influence people in a good direction?
Subversive thinker that's underrated?
Yeah.
I'll probably get in trouble for saying this. I'd say, how about like Theodore Kaczynski?
Theodore Kaczynski. Blake Masters, later admitted, quote, probably not great to be talking about the Unabomber while campaigning. Just to be clear that he knew that when he was talking about Theodore Kaczynski, he's talking about the Unabomber. Underrated thinker. People should look into him. People should look into an underrated thinker that would influence people in a good direction. Unabomber fan, reportedly Trump's choice to lead the ATF, which, despite its acronym, is responsible not only for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, but also explosives. Sure, why not put the Unabomber fan in charge of the federal agency that regulates explosives?
Okay, so first of all, Blake Masters is just another member of the money class, backed by wannabe oligarch ruler Peter Thiel and wannabe dictator Donald Trump. Second, and no surprise, he doesn't even know what the term subversive means. Ted Kaczynski isn't a subversive thinker, and his manifesto was not a case of subversive thought. It's a diatribe. Trotsky was a subversive thinker. Freud was a subversive thinker. Ho Chi Minh was a subversive thinker. And really, Jesus of Nazareth should be considered a subversive thinker. Blake Masters just shows he's a mental midget by thinking Ted Kaczynski is in that class of thinking. Unlike Maddow, I'm not concerned that a guy who's fascinated by Kaczynski is going to be in charge of a government agency that oversees bombs and bombings. I'm concerned because he's an idiot and a tool. Every selection Trump makes is either family, celebrity, or uber wealthy. Trump is hell-bent on leading us to the promised land of billionaire oligarchy fascism. That, in a figurative sense, is what needs to be blown up. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.